Hi everybody, Wave 3 News, Meteorologist Ryan Hoke here with the latest edition of the Hokey video blog. Hopefully you're having a nice start to your Sunday. It is starting off on a cold note this morning. In fact, we've got temperatures down into the 20s at this time, but don't you fret, we've got much warmer air coming our way. Even chances for thunderstorms, including some showers tonight. We'll talk about that in just a second. Let's start you off today, though, with today's edition of the Hokey Weather Fact. Now, tornadoes are generally not a positive thing, but in one instance in U.S. history, it may very well have been. A tornado may have helped to save Washington, D.C. from the British in the War of 1812, according to some historical accounts. This happened in August of 1814, and since this happened, only about 7 tornadoes have been reported in the D.C. area. Kind of an interesting thing because it's so rare, but it happened right at the right time because not only did the tornado supposedly destroy a lot of the British artillery and help to drive them out, but it also put out some of the fires that they had set. The rain did from the same thunderstorm, so it kind of had a two-pronged approach there to helping, of course, the Americans during the War of 1812. Kind of interesting. You can tell your friends you learned that this morning on the Hokey video blog. Our Kentucky One Health SkyTrack network of cameras from Starlight shows you a beautiful sunrise out there. Looks like a painting, doesn't it? We've got those few high clouds now, but I think those are going to be on the increase as we head toward the afternoon. Otherwise, mostly sunny start to the morning. Temperatures in the 20s, as we said before. 19 from E-Town to 11 and 27 here in the metro as of 8 o'clock. It's also 27 up in Salem, 23 in Seymour. All right, so the infrared satellite view not showing us any sort of cloud cover, at least that we could measure here locally. There's a bit of cloud cover starting to move in over portions of the I-70 corridor. You see it there west of Indy. Also got some of these showers, even a little bit of mixed precipitation up there in Iowa. Here's what we got going on. We're under the influence of high pressure. It has now moved into eastern Kentucky near the Pike County area. Now we're starting to see the southerly flow on the western side of that. That's starting to give us these warmer temperatures for this afternoon. Not helping us this morning yet, as it really hasn't kicked in all that much. But once it does this afternoon, you'll feel it as those high temperatures get near 60. The second part of this, the second system, is out here to the west. You've got this occluded front right here, basically meaning the cold front has caught up to the warm front. And then, of course, these separate cold and warm fronts to the south of that. That's generating this rainfall, some of this mixed precip up here. So we go throughout tonight, the bottom edge of that precip is going to be moving through Metro Louisville and areas surrounding us, giving us a pretty good shot of some rain, but it's not going to be heavy. I think moderate can be the best word to describe this because it'll be under a ½ inch of rain that we do see over the next, I'd say, 12 to 24 hours. Here we go on Futurecast. Let's time it out for you. 46 degrees by 12 noon. By the time we get to 6 o'clock this evening, notice those showers are up in central Indiana. Not here yet. The clouds on the increase, though. Temperatures on Futurecast get us up to 58. I've got us pegged at 60, so Futurecast is probably pretty close here. As we go throughout, say, 10, 11, midnight, we'll see those showers moving through Metro Louisville. Then we could get a renewed area of showers behind that, kind of a 1-2 punch, if you will, and these would be more scattered, really, along the cold front here. And as that moves through, we do see the showers begin to clear out, maybe a residual shower or two in our southern counties by daybreak, but just about all of us will be nice and clear from the showers and really clearing out the clouds for the most part as we head throughout your Monday morning commute. That's some good news there. You don't have to leave too much early there because the weather won't be a factor for driving conditions. All right, let's talk about this next storm system that's coming up for later this week, Thursday into Friday. Models are still struggling with this as we were talking about yesterday. This is the Euro model that you're seeing here. It's got a sort of simplistic approach to how this is going to happen. It's going to be just a one fell swoop line of storms moving through during the afternoon on your Friday. Dew points are in the low 60s to mid 60s in some places, so we'll have to watch for some stronger storms. The 0Z Euro, which you see here, isn't quite as pumped up about any sort of severe weather like the 12Z yesterday was. That kind of had a hairy look to it because it pumped in more warmer air, more moisture, kind of had things lining up time-wise for a stronger storm threat here. This has backed off a little bit. We're still monitoring the potential for some stronger storms, but I think severe weather, it's too early to tell. We may very well be under a slight risk for this event. We'll see how that goes. We'll see what the SPC chooses to do and how this evolves, because we talked about the uncertainty with the models. This is the Euro. We've just been talking about the Euro. Let's talk about the GFS. The GFS is going for more of a complicated setup. In fact, I'll kind of draw you what it has. By Thursday, it's got kind of this line of storms moving through, so it would be almost a day earlier. Then, once that line of storms has moved through, it drapes a front over basically the central to southern portion of our viewing area, and another disturbance moves along that, generating some thunderstorms in Tennessee, maybe some showers here in Louisville on Friday. We'll have to see how that goes at this point. That's a complicated setup. I think the Euro, with its later timing, with the overall wholesale front, probably is a little more accurate. It did better with last week's rain. It'll probably do better with this, but we'll just have to see. I think the take-home message is that Thursday and Friday, those are days that we could see some stormy weather around here. We'll see about the strong, threat of storms, and we'll have to see if that goes in or not, based on basically the timing and what kind of warm and moist air we can get here to couple with the winds that we'll certainly have in place across at least portions of the area. So, we're not ready to hammer home yet the exact message of this event, but we are definitely ready to say that some rainfall is on the way for the latter portion of the week. Now, after this front moves through, the certainty here falls back into place as we go throughout your Saturday, thank goodness, because I think we're going to dry things out for the start of Easter weekend. It will be cooler. I've got a high temperature of 57 on Saturday, but look what happens, and both the GFS and Euro agree on this, for Sunday. Yeah, a little bit of warmer air moves back in. We could have temperatures back in the 60s just in time for Easter Sunday. Oh, isn't that going to be nice? Let's hope and pray that that does work out, because we're going to need a little bit of respite after the cold snap that we just had, and of course the cooler air that we'll have had by the Saturday preceding Easter. So definitely a lot going on in the weather department over the next several days, and you can see that is evident on the 7-day breakdown. 70s for Tuesday and Wednesday. I have lowered our high temperature on Friday from 80 to 70 because the Euro has advanced the front a little faster, and it was really the one that was going the slowest with it. So we're kind of used that kind of as the latest it could be. And since it has moved that up a bit, the temperature won't be able to get as high on Friday. Plus, we'll have rain showers or storms in the area to begin with. That'll also lower the temperature. So we put it down to 70. Still looking at 75 on Thursday, though. Hey, if you're heading out to the baseball game today, I know U of L's got a big basketball game. I know they're playing in the Elite Eight. But if you want to go see some baseball at Jim Patterson Field, doesn't look too bad. You folks out there will beat the rain. It'll be over before the rain comes into the forecast, but temperatures will be rising through the 50s, so you'll need a light jacket, but it should be a nice day at Jim Patterson Stadium. And I mentioned also how next weekend we start out in the 50s. There's that 57 on Saturday, and I'll make that decision later this afternoon what exactly I want to do with a high temperature for Easter, so be sure to watch Wave 3 News starting at 6. I'll have the first look at that Easter forecast for you, and of course an update on the storm chances ahead.